Hello and welcome to this playthrough video of Button Shy Games Twin Stars Adventure Series 2. This by Jason Tagmar and Mike Mullins. This is for one of the scenarios that comes with Twin Stars Series 2. It comes with 6 scenarios in total, but at this time we're going to be playing the scenario Sell the Junk. Okay, and so let's have a quick read of what the kind of context for this Sell the Junk scenario. So the galactic conflict is never desirable unless you can profit from it. The problem is everyone else sees the same opportunity and trade fees are rising. It's impossible for an honest trader to turn a profit, you lament. Good thing you're not exactly honest, your partner replies. So in this scenario, you're going to need between 11 and 13 kind of coins and tokens. As always, I'm going to be playing it on easy, so we're going to start with 3 energy. On the recommended characters are Gary Oble and Smith here. I see I've as always I've got the deluxe tokens. Token set is what I bought. Also I'm going to be using the oversized scenario cards. As you can see, they're like double the size, just to give a bit more table presence and a bit more space for putting the tokens on, etc. So in Sell the Junk, you have to turn a profit with this shipment, or there might not be another. Roll a die to determine the starting hot list item. If you reach $12 credits, you win. If all of the items are sold or bartered and you're under $12, you lose. And also, if you obviously go down to 0 health on either character, you lose as well. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to set that hot list item. So a 1 to 3 is metal, or a 4 or 6 is plastic. And here's our hot list over here. So it's just got a 1. So a 1 to 3 is metal, so these are all my metals here, and these aren't bubble gums. These are all my plastics here. So there's 3 of each that need to be I need to sell. So I've got a selling price down the side here that starts on 1, and we've got a fees, selling fees along the bottom here that starts at 0. And obviously the selling price is the selling price minus the fee. So here's the profit that you make, and here's my money track across the top. Obviously I need to get all the way up to 12 there. Okay, and we're going to do that by getting a combination of twin stars and twin check marks. The twin exclamation marks, obviously bad. Okay, so as always with twin stars scenarios, the best way to play them or learn them is to just start rolling the dice. So let's roll these dice and see what we get. I didn't talk about our characters. So quickly we'll look at Smith here. Smith is a Newlin from Nevernell. That is way smarter than he should be. It's got a special action to convert an energy into a check mark, but you do have to do a skill check. So you get the check mark, but if you fail the skill check, you lose a health. We can see what Smith's got 3 health up here, only 1 check mark, 3 exclamation points down here, an instant there. Instants are optional. So you can +1 to this die, but with skill check, and if you fail the skill check, you lose 2 health. So +1 would obviously push us up onto this star. The reaction here, re-roll your other character's die, and you have to skill check that one as well. So we've only got 1 star and 1 check mark here. This focus check mark is only if you do a skill check and you place a 3 on Smith here. This is a really tough scenario to win with these 2 characters. I don't think I've done it yet. I'm not even sure it's even possible, but we will have a go. So Gary Oble, an angry and overworked Trellorax mineral broker. here. Special action, reduce Gary's health to 1 to change his die to any value. Okay, Gary has a 2 twin stars here on the 6, but you lose a health if you use that. On the 5, you can have a check mark or a star. We've got an effect here. Now effects are required after you place a die, and you have to skill check. Got another focus here for gaining some health, 2 exclamation points, and we've got a reaction here. You may re-roll your other character's die once more before placing it if we do this reaction, but really tough. Actually, I want to do this picture of Smith. I want to do a quick shout out to Luke Milton, who's the artist on Twin Stars. I think that's a really clever picture on Smith. Which are his hands? Are those his feet? I don't know, but great artwork as always on the Button Shy games. So let's after that kind of false start, let's start again. So we've got our hot list item, all our tracks are set. I'm probably going to be using now, there's always, we can obviously use the energy for special actions, but there's also always a basic special action. We can spend energy to re-roll 1 die, but like I say, we're probably going to lose this game, because I always do with Smith and Gary, pretty much because Gary's pretty rubbish. So a 5 and a 2. So well, I'm not gonna put the 2 on here for the exclamation mark and the 5 here. Doesn't really matter which one I choose of those. I won't choose either of them. So I'm gonna reduce Smith down to 1 and re-roll Gary's. Take Gary's one into hand. So this is on the focus. Focus only comes into play with skill checks, so obviously there's nothing going on with that. Going to reduce this die down to 2 because I can't reduce that one. I don't really want to re-roll Smith's one because I'm likely to got a 50-50 chance of getting a double exclamation point. I've got that chance kind of anyway, so let's just roll and do a regular roll, not a re-roll. A 5. There we go. Double exclamation point. This is raise the fee and set the hot item to the item that is most rare. So raise the fee up to $1. So now I'm going to have to increase my selling price, because if I try and sell, the selling price is $1 and the fee is $1, I wouldn't make any money. Both items are equally rare, so I'll just move the hot list item to the next one. Okay, take them both into hand because we made a combo, even though it's a bad one, and go again. So 6 and a 3. Now I could 6. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to twin star because really I want to be able to raise the selling price. If I do a twin star, you see here, a twin star, you either sell a hot item or barter any item or sell a non-hot item, and you have to do a skill check. But at the moment, my selling price and my fees are equal. So the only one that would be useful to me here would be the barter. Now you can see barter down the bottom is remove an item from the game and reset the fees to 0. So that would reset the fee to 0, but I lose an item that I can't sell, so that then I only have 5 items to possibly sell to get up to 12. Should be pretty tough. So I'm actually gonna place a 6 on Smith and the 3 on Gary. Here, Do you want to do? Yeah, let's now either one of these isn't great, so actually I'm going to spend an energy to re-roll Gary's die, and I'm going to hope I get a 5 to get a star, or I get a 6. So I've got no choice here, so I'm not obviously going to sell an item, so I'm going to reduce this item down here, and I'm going to remove an item out of the game. So I'll just remove that one there. Okay, so you need to pretty much at least be earning $2 or more profit on each thing you sell, and we're already are now going to have to at least sell something for more than $2, but raising the price on is so tricky with these two guys. So I'm obviously going to go 1 on there and 2 on here, so I'm going to need to reduce this down to 1, take this back in hand, and I'm probably going to, oh, missed it, brilliant. Okay, we're still not out of the woods yet, so that's going to get reduced down to 2. Take this back into hand. 4 effect. So I have to resolve the effect, which basically is a skill check. And so our skill check tracks. So I've got 3 and 4 on Gary here, and I've got a 2, 3, 4, and 5 on Smith here. So that was 2, that was 4, wasn't it? 2 and a 1. So ball is outside. The 2 could fit in that skill check, but the 1 is out of that skill check. So I lose a health on Gary. Here we go. A 4 and a 1. Well, again, I'm going to have to put the 4 on here, and now I'm going to have to skill check again to see whether I lose a health or not. 3 and a 3. Ah, perfect. So actually the focus is coming to on here on Gary, so I've got a focus, place the 3 on there to get a focus, so I gain a health, and I've got a focus on here for a star. Now unfortunately I didn't placed this other die on a star, so I would have got an extra star. So I've currently, my effects, I've got a check mark and a star. No combo on a check mark and a star, but happy to add a health back onto Gary, and off we go. 1 and a 1, but that's as good as a twin exclamation mark. So maybe I'm going to need to spend another energy and re-roll Gary, just on the off chance I'm going to get a 5 or 6. A 6. Okay, so Gary loses a health, but we can sell an item or a non-hot list item. So let's sell a plastic, sell the hot list item, and we sell it for 1 credit, because selling fee minus the selling price minus selling fee, 1 minus 0 is 1. So we're actually at least on the track. 4 and a 4. Exclamation point and an effect. Okay, so we're going to have to skill check. 5 and a 6. Well, the 5 does fit into Smith's skill check range, but the 6 is outside of Gary's. So we're going to lose another health on Gary. A 1 and a 5. Ah, double check mark. Oh, when we sell an item, I didn't say this, but we sell an item, we remove the item from the game, which we did, then reset the selling fee to 0 and the selling price to 1. They were both at 0 and 1 anyway, so that's why I didn't do that reset. But we got a double check mark, so we can raise the selling price by 1 or change the hot list item. So obviously we're going to raise the selling price here, so we're up to 2 in this one. So I'm going to need at least to get to 3 on one of these ones if I'm going to sell the rest of these, but it's unlikely. Here we go. So we're going to say 1 and a 3. So just 1 check mark. So we reduce this down to 2. And don't want to re-roll this because I'm going to re-roll it anyway. Don't want to roll it twice. And a 1. Okay. Nothing going with that, so that gets reduced down to 1, and re-roll this. 2, double exclamation point, raise the selling fee, and set the hot item to the item that is most rare. Both items are equally rare, so we'll just move it to the other one, and the selling fee is now up to 1. So I would still make 1 profit by selling, because the selling price is 2, but the selling fee is 1. So off we go, 4 and a 5. So we're going to want to put the 5 on here and a 4 on here. So don't want to re-roll my other character's die, because actually that's the one I want to keep. I would rather re-roll this die, but I can't. So let's reduce down to 4 here and take this die into hand. 3. Nothing going on here. No combos going. The effect only goes if you place on it. The effect doesn't come into action if you reduce down to it. So I'm going to reduce this one down to 3, although it won't help me create a combo. It means it won't help me create a negative combo. So we get 2 anyway on here. So I'm going to reduce that down to 1. We're hoping for that 5. 2. Okay, so reduce this down to 1. Pick this up into hand. A 1. But again, the if I have to reduce below 1, then that just takes a double warning combo, exclamation point combo. I could spend my last re-roll, may as well, to re-roll Gary's. Searching for that 5, sticks on that 1. So there we go. So I reduce 1 down, effectively gets a double exclamation point combo. So set the hot list item to the item that is most rare. Again, they're both equally rare, so we just move it and raise the fee. So now the selling price is 2 and the fee is 2. If you raise the selling price, if the selling fee goes higher than the selling price, then I have to lose a health on one of my characters. And it only happens every time once it goes over. So here's a 5 and a 2. So see, I'm going to put the 5 over here and the 2 here. Okay, I'm going to reduce this down to 1. Take this back up into hand. 2. Okay, so I'm going to take this one into hand, reduce this down to 1. 6. Star. So I have to take this one back in the hand. I'm going to reduce this down to 5. 6, twin stars. Okay, sell a hot item, or barter any item, or sell a non-hot item. So again, I can't, no point selling, it's going to be 0, so I may as well remove a hot list item, or remove an item out. That will reduce my selling fee back to 0. My selling price still remains the same. Okay, 1 and a 3. So doesn't really matter which one. So 1 and a 3, no combo. Take this back into hand. 2. So we've got a 5, double exclamation point. I can +1 to this die, but I have to skill check. So obviously that would avoid the double exclamation point, but I would lose 2 health if it wasn't right, and you know, I'm pretty much back down to where I would be anyway. So I may as well +1 to this die. Okay, so I've avoided the double exclamation point, but I now need to win this skill check. A 5 and a 1, so the 5 sits in that skill check range, the 1 sits outside of Gary Abdul's. So Smith loses 2 health, 1, 2, down to 1. So now I'm going to reduce this die down to 5 and take this one back into hand. 2. There we go, I've got no re-rolls. I can't use the instant because I reduced down to it, so double exclamation point, raise the fee, and set the hot list item to the item that is most rare. It's already there on that item. So take them both into hand. 1 and a 6. I'm going to, well, I can't do the 6 because if I do the 6, that's going to kill Gary Abdul and I'll lose the game, definitely. So I'm going to put the 6 here and the 1 here. Obviously no combo there. So take this back into hand, reduce that down to 5. And a 3. No combo there either. Again, it doesn't really matter. Well, there's a bit because he's got more exclamation points, so it's better to keep that one set and re-roll this one. 3. Nothing there, so I'm going to again reduce this one down to 3. I'm going to create a combo off the back of this one, except we are twin stars. So sell a hot list item, or barter, or sell any non-hot list item. So I can sell a hot list item for 2 minus 1 is 1, but minus a health on Gary Abdul, Obel, minus 1, health is 0. Lose now. Did predict that, and should been playing the betting game, beat the odds, and bet that I would lose, because I always do on this one. So that was Twin Stars Series 2, scenario Sell the Junk, with the recommended characters, which I wouldn't recommend you use. It's a great scenario. Just do need to find some different characters and play around with the characters to find that. But Twin Stars is Adventure Series 2 by Jason Tagmeyer and Mike Mullins from Buttonshy Games, Sell the Junk. So thanks for watching and have a great day.